All right, this is Deanna Marie, and welcome back here to the Clusie. And today we're going to be talking about how you cannot put God in a box and tell him how, when, and who he's going to bless you with. Okay, let's get started. All right, so if you want to read something, you can read Exodus 14. The verse I'm going to focus on today is going to be Exodus 13, verse 21. Okay, a little bit of a backstory, just in case, I don't know, whoever's listening to this, maybe you don't know the story, but Moses has gone into Egypt like God has told him to. His job was to tell Pharaoh, let my people go. They've been let go. God did his miracles, signs, wonders, everything like that. They're going, but they're not going the normal route. Now, when they leave the Egypt, they could have just walked directly to the promised land one direction. That's not the way that God takes them. He takes them in a little bit more roundabout way, and he leads them to the sea. And now they're boxed in. Now they have the Egyptians that are chasing after them right behind them. And then in front of them is the sea, and there's nowhere for them to go. Okay? So they panic and they start saying, gosh, why would you bring us out here? I knew it was to kill us. And they start yelling and panicking and freaking out and stuff like that. And what ends up happening is God, in that verse, it says, God leads them by one way through, I think it says by night, it's by a pillar of fire, and then by a pillar of cloud during the day. Okay? What does that mean for you? You cannot determine how God blesses you and protects you and which way you're going to go and all these different things. Your job, once you put it in God's hands, is to say, you pray for something. And of course, guys, it's got to be in God's will. Like, don't be over here being like, oh, well, I prayed, I'm going to the strip club tonight, and you did your prayer and you're like, Lord, bless me with these bountiful dollar bills and I'm going to bless other people tonight. I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think that that prayer is going to be answered how you want it to be answered. God always says no, yes, or wait. Okay, so when you pray, you get the yes or maybe the wait. You need to understand that when you pray, like say you're praying for a spouse, you're like, God, send me, a spouse. You can give a little bit of details like, oh, I want her to be, respectful of me, and I want her to be a wonderful mother, and you can give some general details. But when he sends the person, when and how and who he sends, when you pray to God and you ask him to send that person, you don't get to determine who it's going to be. Now, you might have your mind set on somebody and you might think that this is the right person or whatever like that. But on the inside, you don't know certain things. You don't know certain things about their heart. Maybe they have something in their heart that's not healed, or it's not going to be beneficial for you. And there's a different person right over here, and they're going to be the perfect complement for your life. And you're going to be much happier with this other person that God's going to send instead of the person that you have your mindset on. Same thing with the job. When you say, God, bless me financially, I need help, I need finances or whatever, you don't get to determine how he sends the money into you. He might ask you to leave a certain job. He might ask you to go do something else. He might just send somebody like, hey, you don't have no money? I got a lot of money. Have it. I want to share it with you. I don't know, but I'm telling you, you can't tell him how he's going to do it or when he's going to do it or who he's going to do it with. These people, Israel, when they left, they had an idea in their mind. They thought, oh, we're going to go to the promised land and we're just going to walk over there. And since God's with us, it's going to be super easy peasy and we're just going to get there like this. That's not how it was. It's not how it was. And especially if you are chosen by God, there's a lot of like spiritual warfare and attacks and stuff like that come. It's not an easy route. Okay. And there's a specific, if God's taking you like in a roundabout way, there's something that he's either protecting you from, that he's like, or there's something that you're not ready to handle yet. Israel, if they would have went the way that they wanted to, they would have been scared out of their little panties, because the one route was full of people that were trained to fight. Okay? Israel, and at this moment, they didn't have those skills, those warfare skills, because they were too busy being slaves the whole time. God needed to teach them stuff. And eventually he's going to raise up Joshua, and they're going to have like a very, very good army. But in this moment, they weren't ready for that yet. So there was a reason that he said, hey, go over here, go this roundabout way, because I don't want you to be scared and intimidated. I want you to enjoy the blessing, and you're not going to get there if you see this going on over here. So you can't tell God how he's going to do it. He's very detailed. I always tell you guys, you guys think like, oh, it's just like a general thing. No, read Genesis when he's building Noah's Ark. Read about Solomon's temple when he builds it for God. There's specific details. He's so detailed. You have no idea. No idea. He knows all about you. And so when he's sending you the blessings or the things that you're praying for, you can't tell him who it is and how he's going to do it. Your job is just pray, wait, trust, receive, okay? And don't reject what he gives you. He knows best. Father knows best. Okay? So anyways, like, share, subscribe, comment. As always, I will see you guys next time.